What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at Iden Red. This is a list from a guy named Ralph Edwards. He is in the Star Wars Unlimited Facebook group, and I had seen him talk about this deck before and how he'd been doing really well with it. I've actually never played Iden Red. I've messed around with Iden Green a lot, and then Iden Blue a little bit. I think this plays more similar to Iden Blue and just that it's like more of a hard control list. Of course, this is with some of the set 2 updates. So it's just heavy removal, not a lot of units, and then you have big finishers with Avenger and now Krayt Dragon. So in testing, this has been very dominant. I don't know how else to say it other than using. Sometimes I feel like I use the word dominant or busted or broken a little too much, but like this has just felt completely dominant. Like every single one of my matchups have been 30-0. Most of the win cons have been the mill, just milling my opponents out, but the other ones have been like Avenger or Krayt Dragon. So I think the Avenger and the Krayt Dragon kind of gives you that additional finisher with Krayt Dragon now in there, so that the mill strategy is not like the most prevalent way to win. And I think from talking to Ralph, he was saying like that's Krayt Dragon kind of changes the control versus control matchup. He has a ton of experience with this deck, so this is mostly going to be me speaking from what he was talking about, and then me, showing you how the deck is played. But he has a lot more knowledge on this than I do, because this is one of those decks that you really need to play this deck like 100+ times to really fully understand not only just the deck itself, but like all of your matchups, because different matchups require you to do different things, and it's very, specific things that you need to do in each of these matchups. So early game, we're gonna be playing the 3 Force Choke, the 3 Entrenched, the 3 Power of the Dark Side, and even the 3 Open Fire as kind of like our early removal, because there is 12 forms of things to slow our opponents down very early. I think that this deck, more so even than Iden Blue, has a lot of removal, like because you're adding in Force Choke, Open Fire, and even Bombing Run as a mid-game board wipe when against certain matchups. More the decks that might go wide against you, which are probably the decks that you would be more of your weakness, like Bombing Run can just come in there and sweep those. So then of course we have the Childsen play on turn 3, and most of our units in our deck are blue. This, if you're a hard control player, like you're gonna like this deck. And the fact that you even get to have Avenger and Krayt Dragon as your finishers makes it more of a fun hard control deck. Like I typically, I'm a control player. I know I don't know if you watched my videos. Like that's my main way of playing a card game, is to be a control player. But I don't like to play like Iden Blue. That's not the type of control I like to play. That's really boring to play. And this is a little more fun because of the finishers at the end, including Redemption, which I think is a really cool spice add to the list. And I love that card. So when I saw that he had that in here, I was like, all right, I'm definitely trying this list out. This looks sweet. I like that he's using out of aspect cards in here. It makes the deck a lot more fun, and it makes every game feel a little bit different, where it doesn't just feel like the same thing over and over again, like some of the other control lists. Then obviously you have Vigilance, and for life gain that's the normal card, but you're also milling your opponents out as a viable win con, which ends up happening a lot with this deck because you have very little units to put pressure on the board once you've gained the momentum and have the game in your favor. A lot of times you have the game in your favor from the beginning. So then the additional removal that we have is Fell the Dragon, which is, he said it replaced Make an Opening, which makes sense. I always didn't really care for Make an Opening. I always felt like it was very underwhelming and usually just resourced it. So Fell the Dragon is a very good piece of removal that defeats any non-leader unit with 5 or more power. I think that's going to be even more relevant in set 2 with all the units that have 5 or more power that we got. I also just really like it in this list because I don't have to rely on it, because I have Vanquish and Takedown and Vigilance and Open Fire and Power of the Dark Side and Force Choke. Like I think if you're trying to just rely on Fel the Dragon, that could be bad because you could run into units that have 4 power and it's useless. But in this particular deck, it's great because just anytime they play something big, I'm just saving my Fel the Dragon for those bigger units. My Fel the Dragon and my Vanquish, and then everything else can, all my other removal can pretty much take care of everything else. Another really cool card from the new set is Supercommando Squad. So Supercommando Squad will come in as a Sentinel because it already has the upgraded shield, but when you lose the shield, you can still play an Entrenched on Supercommando Squad to make it a 7/7 Sentinel. So just a very, very cool card, and I think it fits very nicely into blue control decks. And it just becomes like a second Childsen, essentially. He said originally the list he had more than the one Bounty Crew and more than the one Restock, but he said that because of Krayt Dragon and even Evacuate, that the games aren't going to be decided as much by mill, which makes a lot of sense. Krayt Dragon is obviously also just great against control decks. They have to have an answer for it. They have to have the Fel the Dragon or the Rival's Fall. He chose not to play Rival's Fall because he said he'd rather have Vigilance at that 6 cost piece of removal / mill, which makes sense. And I think you do have enough removal already in this deck, so I understand where he's coming from, and that made sense to me. The other card that I asked him about was Search Your Feelings. He said that it was really more of a card that you're going to be using in the mirror match, but he just finds that he just saves his Spark of Rebellion for whatever his opponent searches for with their Search of Feelings, and then just removes it from their hand right after they get the card into their hand, which also makes a lot of sense. You can tell that he's played this with this deck a lot. So this is a little different video. This is not me talking about a deck. This is me talking about somebody else's deck. But Bounty Hunter Crew is obviously really, really nice with restock. The one-ofs of each. You can Bounty Hunter Crew, get back removal. You can Bounty Hunter Crew, get back restock. Then, of course, is Evacuate, which is basically like a second Super Laser Blast. The difference is, of course, that they get to put all those cards back in their hand. So I don't think it's as effective, but I think it comes into play more when you're just milling your opponents out. And it has good synergy with Redemption, because you can Redemption, gain a bunch of life, and then Evacuate the following turn, and that could be really annoying because you just keep gaining 8 life every time you play Redemption over and over again. So that's pretty cool. 3 Super Laser Blast, of course, to go with the 3 Bombing Run and the 3 Evacuate. Like I said, just bukus of removal, and then the 3 Avenger and the 3 Dragon to close the game out as your other win con. So you're either winning by milling, like I said, which happens a lot, or you're winning by just Avenger, once you've gotten your opponent to a place where they're like empty hand with just 2 cards, and then you're just Avengering everything that they play. Krayt Dragon, obviously, anything that they play, you're doing damage to it, their base, or to the ground unit that they play, in addition to all the removal you already have. So with those 2 cards and just all the removal you have, like, a lot of these games are just going to end up 30-0. I'm just going to be honest. Like, this is a very powerful deck. The sideboard, and I'm going to, again, this is not a deck that I could sit here and say I'm a master at, so I'm, again, going to speak from what Ralph told me. On the sideboard, the 3 Spark of Rebellion, the 3 Galactic Ambition, which is so sweet that it's in here, the 3 Relentless, and the 1 Devastator are all for the control matchup. So basically how he explained it is that you're bringing in the 3 Galactic Ambition. So basically you play the Galactic Ambition into Relentless, take your 8, and you get to play Relentless 2 turns earlier, which is crazy because Control has a really hard time dealing with that, with Relentless to begin with. And then on your 8 resource turn, you're playing like, I guess what he used to do is Regional Governor. He said he's probably going to add that back in as he gets a feel for more of what the set 2 meta is going to be like. But you'd play like Regional Governor plus like a Vanquish to deal with anything that comes down that might be a problem. And Regional Governor is also a way to counteract any removal spells that they might have in their hand to deal with Relentless if they have, like, because they usually would try to deal with Relentless by playing like Vanquish / Power of the Dark Side. So you play the Regional Governor as a way to counter the second card that they try to play after they try to play it. So because the first card's not going to work, so you, based on how many resources they have left, you can kind of guess which the other card is, which is most likely going to be. I mean, it's going to be harder now because there's more removal. So it could be like a Fell the Dragon or Power of the Dark Side, depending on how many resources they have. But if they're at the 8 resource turn, they try to play Vanquish, then it has to be Power of the Dark Side as the next card. On the 9 resource turn, it's going to be a little harder, but at that point you have Relentless plus Avenger. So just, you know, that's his way of dealing with control, and I think it's a really cool way with, I just love being able to use Galactic Ambition. He said as far as the aggro matchup, obviously you have a ton of removal, you have the board wipes, but he said since he added the 3 redemption, he has not lost to Sabine, which makes a lot of sense because that removal plus vigilance with the life gain plus Iden's healing, plus just throwing in a redemption there at the 10 resource turn to gain 8 life. It's too much. You know, it's a lot for aggro to deal with. So I do think that this is going to be one of those decks like that's going to be a problem. You're going to have to figure this one out. Just from like, I mean, just from at a glance, I think that some form of Sabine with low to the ground units being extremely aggressive, also having burn spells like Sabine Red potentially, could be a deck that could give this deck a hard time. I mean, I think Sabine Red's going to be one of the better aggro decks in the format, but so far I have not come across a deck that I was like, oh, okay, this one gives me a hard time. And you'll kind of see that when we get into play testing today. But as always, please like and subscribe, and please comment on the 1,500 subscriber giveaway. We are getting very close to that giveaway already. Just comment what cards you're looking forward to, and you'll have a chance at winning the Krayt Dragon or the Darth Maul unit. And I will, for 2 lucky people, I will get those cards out to you as soon as I have them, because we are about to be at release date here in 4 days for the rest of us. So it depends on when I get all my stuff shipped to me. But I will definitely keep you posted on that. But as always, let's get into some games and see how this deck performs. All right, up against Han Green here. We'll see if it's a similar version to mine or if it's a different version. No, we got Power of the Dark Side. Can let go of an Avenger and an Evacuate, I think. We have Entrenched, we have Power of the Dark Side, so Childsen's not bad. Probably let Evacuate go here next turn to make Childsen better. See what they do here. Okay, he's cheating something in. Okay, we'll just claim the initiative, I think. And we're getting all the evacuates. We do not need all this. Could just play Entrenched. I don't know. Let's just get that off the board. Can play in double Entrenched next turn as an option as well. Okay, he just ramped. That's cool. So it is a similar ramp version. Looks like it's my list. I really want Childsen to have the potential to be at least a 5/5 here. Just let bombing run go. It's interesting being on the other side of this with Han Green because I haven't played this matchup yet against like an Iden control list. It's definitely one of the matchups I think that is tougher, but it does have Krayt Dragon, of course, so we'll see. Entrenched is a decent answer to some of the things that they have. So yes. Let's go here. Get a 5/5. Okay. Bringing in the Marauder. It's definitely my list. We'll see. We'll just claim the initiative here. I'm not really sure I want to put the entrenched on that. Han Solo will take 5 damage here. Reckless Gunslinger. So he's put that in there. That was interesting to cheat. I guess to cheat it out for damage, I guess. Okay. We can take down the Marauder here. Or just entrenched it. I almost want to just take it down though. Especially because Childsen's just gonna trade. And then we also have Commando for next turn. Can get in for 5. Doesn't seem like the worst option. Especially because we have a good amount of life gain. Spare the head, okay. That's a good call. Good call to get Reinforcement Marker out the following turn. Good takedown. Just take down Marauder. Trade with Childsen. It's fine. We definitely need to find more removal. We've just found a lot of expensive stuff this game. ECLing in a cohort, okay. It's cool. Heal 1. Okay. Can play the Commando next turn. We have a Laser Blast. I'm gonna hold on to the Redemption. So what are we doing this turn? We can play Vigilance here. I don't even know if we need to do that though. I'm kind of thinking I don't want to play any units because we're getting close to a Laser Blast. But it's fine. We could just slow him down a little bit. He's only got 2 cards in hand. He does have the ability to smuggle the Reckless Gunslinger as well, which is cool. Timely, again. Timely's a good card. Timely Poe, nice. It might be worth pulling Iden out right now to kill Poe. Not too worried about Han. The fact that he has an empty hand isn't good for him either. So he's in top deck mode. He did just get rid of a Krayt Dragon to discard, which I think was a very bad choice. I've found that a lot from playing against people with that list is they make a lot of misplays. Like Krayt Dragon is how you beat me, so you don't want to discard Krayt Dragon, just to point that out. And he didn't smuggle this either, actually. He just killed it, so dude, what card am I resourcing? Probably Childsen at this point. We'll just claim the initiative. I mean, we're trying to just get to Krayt Dragon ourselves here. I think we can let this go. We have one more turn and then we can play Krayt Dragon. I think it is a good idea to play one of these cards, especially because we're going to try to play Krayt Dragon next turn. Guess we could have done that last turn. We could just kill this and mill. Defeat, mill. Okay. Alright, he's at 10 resources. He could have Reinforcement Walker or Krayt Dragon here. Okay, he's cheating something out. Okay, Reinforcement Walker. I'm not sure why he did that, other than if he thought that he could play 2 units is the only reason that he would do that. Okay, so we're just gonna Laser Blast. I think we could just play Krayt Dragon too. Does kind of put him in a situation because we have Vanquish removal. Let's just play Krayt Dragon, see what happens. You could attack into the Krayt Dragon. It's definitely an option to kill it. He's doing it. It's cool. He's drawing a card or healing? He's healing, okay. Cool. Cool. Yep, there's the recruit. It's a good card. Okay. Sure. Force choke and the thing are good. I don't think we need 2 redemptions. So we can kill Poe, I guess, first. Okay. Force choke. Take her 3. Then we can power the dark side. Anything else? Yep. Okay. Avenger's good. Bell the Dragon's good. Do we need to resource any of this? I don't think so. I think we're gonna get to the point soon where we might just Vigilance here as an option just to mill them out. Yeah. I think Vigilance is a good option right now. Just to mill them out, yeah. He's not putting us under any pressure, so Milling is a good strategy. We can fell the dragon anything big here. Okay. It's a good fell the dragon target. Okay. Entrenched is fine because we're getting to mill status. We could play Avenger and Entrenched. Super Laser Blast followed by Entrenched. I don't see a point in resourcing here again. Okay, Poe. Could just he's at 7 resources. Let's just play Avenger. I think it's a good time to play Avenger. Spark of Hope, cool. We just claim the initiative. Again, I think we're not resourcing anything here. Having more cards in our hand is going to be to our advantage as well. We have Fell the Dragon, so we can just start. Could also just play Entrenched, right? I mean, Redemption. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Then when we attack him with Avenger, it will kill whatever he plays. Yep. Cool. Kind of got him in the lock here. We don't need that card. He's playing the Krayt Dragon. We're attacking with Avenger. There's not much he can do here. We also have Fell the Dragon. Good game. So, I definitely think this is a tough matchup for Han Green, but I do think that the way you have to do this is to kind of, you have to have multiple units a turn, so you really have to be, you're not trying to cheat things in, like big things in, you're trying to get 2 small things in. Like he did a decent job of that early, but then he kind of, like Reckless Gunslinger is very good as that second unit, because if I'm in a place where I have a Power of the Dark Side or, you know, a removal spell, it at least keeps pressure on the board, and you always want to keep pressure on the board. It's also a very good Spark of Hope target to smuggle later. It's also good just to resource it to smuggle it later, so that even if your units die, you can just smuggle it out of nowhere. I mean, you see he had 14 resources over there. Like, there's definitely options of things that he could do. You know, obviously against control, you're bringing home 1 for Han Green, and then you're bringing Relentless in the sideboard to try to deal with that. But the milling aspect of this deck just is very hurtful if you're not getting any pressure on the board. So, but so far this Iden deck has been extremely dominant. It has so many pieces of removal. Adding Krayt Dragon in here just feels like overkill, and it's, I mean, any deck with Krayt Dragon is fun to play, but this one is definitely a different flavor of Krayt Dragon. It's just a lot of removal, and then Avenger and Krayt Dragon, and even Redemption to close things out. So, and also just Redemption is used to catch up your life total if you get a little too far behind. But didn't really have that problem here. Alright, up against Chewy Yellow. So we're playing a little Wookiee deck, which is cool. No mulligan, I like our hand. Probably let Restock go. And it's probably Laser Blast for now. Just so that we have a lot of removal early on. You don't really need a Laser Blast right now. So we'll just go 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice curve. Hopefully we can draw a couple of blue cards to make Childsen stronger. I haven't messed around with the Chewy yellow deck yet. I feel like it's like almost got enough cards to be relevant. Like it could be. I don't know. Let the Wookiee win or whatever that card is pretty cool. And some of the Wookiees are really cool. But I don't know, we'll see. We don't really need to claim the initiative against a deck like this. Yeah. Trying to decide if I even want bombing run. We just hold on to the Krayt Dragon. I mean, how many units are they going to be playing a turn? And I don't really want to feed into grit. I'm gonna hold on to the Krayt Dragon because the Krayt Dragon's a win condition. Okay, there's a card. Probably just let open fire go, right? And use force choke on a later turn when it makes more sense to do so. We can squeeze in a force choke randomly. Okay. This makes Childsen a 5/5 if we let Krayt Dragon go. We're still 5 turns away from Krayt Dragon, so I mean. Oh, let's just force choke. Childsen's another card we can squeeze in later. Yeah, I don't even know if we need Childsen anymore. Just gonna use removal. Take down and fell the dragon. Is he gonna have something with 5 or more power in this deck? I don't know, man. There's a card. Just Childsen has a 6/6, seems pretty good. What in the world? I don't know what just happened there. Hold on a second. There we go. That's better. Carebass has been really buggy lately. Alright, Evacuate is definitely a card that I could see. Since we are getting closer to the 8 resource turn, we'll probably just hold on to that. We could also play Power of the Dark Side, Open Fire here. Or just play Vanquish. I don't know. Let's hold on to Evacuate just in case it's relevant. He flips this on 7. So we can use Childsen to kill that and take down to kill it with Childsen. Or Power the Dark Side if Chewy just dies right here. We'll see what our opponent does. Entrenched on to Chewy, okay. Well, now we're definitely just going to play Vanquish to get our value out of that so that Childsen doesn't die. Attack in for 6. Could have flipped Iden there. Could flip Iden this turn and play Power the Dark Side on Chewy. If he plays a unit before he flips Chewy, I will see. Depends on what it is. Interesting that he's playing Entrenched. Do we need Evacuate and Super Laser Blast? I don't know. Can't hurt. Okay, that is a card. Restores 2, it's a 3/9, so we're just gonna Vanquish, take it out. He flips Chewy. Chewy is a Sentinel, correct? Okay, so we will claim the initiative so that we can power the Dark Side Chewy. Another Sentinel? Not opposed to it. He did not attack with Chewy, which is odd. We have takedown if he plays something cheap. Could also just play a second Sentinel here. Okay, cool, I guess. I'm cool with just playing a Sentinel. Saving our removal. Go ahead and attack with Iden this turn, I think. Oh, Super Commando is not a unique, so that's pretty cool. Bounty Hunter crew to get what back? Like a Power of the Dark Side or Vanquish? Yeah. Seems pretty good. As an option. Okay, that's a big boy. And it killed something immediately. Okay, so we will play that. We don't want to ambush in, I know that, with Bounty Hunter crew. We get back Vanquish. No thanks. Pass. Ooh. Wonderful. I don't think we need Supercommando Squad anymore. So we know he has Rivals Fall, so we're going to keep both the Avengers now. As just, okay. So he's playing Takedown. So we'll just play Avenger as a way to kill that. We might get Rivals Fall here, which is okay. I'm okay with that. Obviously, if he doesn't, that's better, but it could happen. It could happen. Okay. Sure. I like getting Bounty Hunter crew back. That's pretty sweet. Wasn't expecting that card, but it makes sense. Ooh, Redemption. Do we even need Redemption now, though? I don't even know. Cost 10. We could play Bounty Hunter Crew, Power the Dark Side this turn. Or Power the Dark Side and Bounty Hunter Crew and then get back Power the Dark Side. That seems pretty sweet. We'll just pass and let our opponent make a move. He knows we have Avenger, obviously. Could just play the Avenger and walk into a rival's fall. I like the Bounty Hunter Crew play better though. Because if he wants to use a rival's fall on Bounty Hunter Crew, then that's fine with me. Has grit. This could just take down this thing too. Let's just play this. Get back, get Power the Dark Side. No. We're at 26 cards, our opponent's at 35. Your opponent chooses, you may ready up to 6 resources. It gets +2/0 for the attack, and you get to ready a unit. I mean, you could just ready the unit. I'll just take my 4 damage, or that, whatever. Just play Avenger, Power the Dark Side. I think I'm okay with that. Here comes a Rival's Fall, probably. Yep. Or return an enemy leader to its owner's hands. Okay, he's just waylaying us as we continue to get no units on the board. Okay, cool. We'll just play another Avenger. I don't really see the need for Super Commando. It does give us another unit soon. I think Vigilance could be important at this point. I think just playing Avenger repeatedly though is very strong. Next turn we can play a Vanquish plus an Avenger, which is strong. Just trying to close the game out here. Yep. Just keeps getting all the waylay effects. Okay. He has the initiative though. I don't think we need bombing around at this point. So now you have Avenger Vanquish, which is really good. Okay. I mean, this guy's just waylaying us over and over again. We'll just let him keep trying to top deck waylay cards. Yeah, he's played 3 spare the targets now, I think. Could go double Vigilance this turn. Let's just start milling him. Seems fine. Especially because he is on the waylay train. We also have a huge hand size because he's been doing that. So we could do both. We could play Avenger first and then play Vigilance. I think that's a good combo, right? It's just... yeah. So we're going to play Vigilance now, and we're going to get him to... We're going to shield and mill. Shield. Mill. Pass. Okay. What was the card he used to, oh, he lost to Rival's Fall. To ambush us. Oh, was it a Falcon, maybe? Are we resourcing here? I don't think so. Just pass. We're gonna just go ahead and swing in for... Okay, I got a 6/6 Childsen down. Okay, he put Entrenched on me. That's what happened. I could not... This game is so hard to tell when things happen that you're just like, what? So, that's what, his second or third Entrenched? Okay, so we can just play another Vigilance here, just to... shield and mill. Pass. Yeah, our opponent is clearly playing a tempo deck. We're just gonna pass again. Try to attack with Childsen. Exhaust an enemy unit, okay. We got another Vigilance, so we'll just go ahead and use that. Just mill and shield. Double shield Childsen. He's down to 5 cards. He's gonna start taking damage every turn. He probably has... There's a possibility he has one more evacuate, but it looks like he's already used 2. Okay. We can vanquish that. Just to get that off the field. Okay. So we have 2 more Avengers, which is a possibility of a card to play at this point, since he has the Entrenched on the other one. But first we're going to attack with Childsen before anything. Our opponent is running out of cards. We're still in very good shape. He's at, what, 6 cards total left to play. We've milled 18 cards from his deck. Okay, we're gonna get in for 6. We'll play the Avenger, I guess, just to kind of try to close this out quicker. Choose that one to destroy. Pass. I'm sure he has some way of dealing with this at this point with 5 cards in his hand, but Avenger is just really strong. Kind of wondering where our Krayt Dragons are, because that would be a nice card to have at this point in the game, or at any point in the last 7 turns. That's why I love decks that have Recruit, because it just helps you close the game out instead of just waiting to find the cards that close the game out. Okay, we don't need to resource anything. Okay, good game. Yeah, I mean, Iden Red is very good. Like you know, in decks that are in decks that aren't putting a ton of pressure on you and are just kind of like sitting there, or playing 1 unit a turn type decks, like those are the matchups for like a deck like this. It's just gonna like thrive. Clearly, they didn't get any damage on us the whole game. Why did he? Why? I'm sorry. Why did it say you win? I don't know. He didn't win, so I don't know what that thing's talking about. And he's sitting here saying good game. He didn't even do anything, and he got decked out. I'll take the win, man. I'll take it, even though it was clearly over. Probably the internet connection messed up again or something. I don't know. Yeah. Either that or he found a way to mess with my connection or something. That's people do crap like that. Anyways, we clearly won this game. So that's funny. But yeah, good one. All right, up against Cad Bane yellow here. No, I think we'll just get rid of Krayt Dragon and evacuate, just so Childsen's gonna be a 6/6, or increases our chances of that happening. We have a power of dark side, so that's good. Early on. Just claim the initiative. The Cloud Rider or a Grido. Okay. If back-to-back Sentinels after this turn, potentially if we want to. I don't think we need... Do we want 2 Childsen? I mean, if we keep the second Childsen, we're definitely getting rid of the Supercommando. I don't think so. I think we're just going to roll this way. Because we drew the second power of the dark side, I feel fine about just killing Grido. Cad Bane kind of doesn't do a lot against us because we're not playing a ton of units. Well, that's a cool card. Strafing Gunship. Costs 5 less. Return it to its owner's hand at the end of play. That part is not great of that card. The fact that it has to go. So we could Childsen here, make it a 5/5. Definitely not opposed to that. Okay. Doesn't enter play ready this time. Can honestly just use takedown here, I think. Just to keep Childsen from taking damage. Getting closer and closer to Avenger. I'm sure he plays Waylay. But Redemption, can probably let that go for now. Just pass. Do it gentle. A soft pass. See what he does. Okay. Well, that's an easy choice. Okay, he claimed the initiative there, which is odd. I don't need Super Laser Blast and Evacuate here. Could play Commando, power the dark side here, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to our end game, so we'll see. Greedo is just gonna go there for 5. Could have killed Greedo there. Okay. So maybe it's not the worst time to super laser blast. Could power the dark side of that card. And since he removed the Greedo back, I don't think we're super laser blasting anymore. We can just deploy, swing in for 4. Those are some good cards. I think we can let the Commando go at this point. I'd rather just have removal. Okay. He's exhausting 2 of my units and discarding a random card, I guess. I mean, the good thing is we have Avenger and Krayt Dragon, since he, of course, hit the Krayt Dragon. Awesome. Takes the Avenger here. Just put 1 more on Childsen. Sure, he's taking the Avenger. Yes, he is. Of course. Just go ahead and open fire that so he can't bounce it and play it again. That was very lucky to hit Krayt Dragon and Avenger. I feel like Cunning always hits my one of my best cards in my hand. Like, every time. Just claim the initiative. I mean, he has to... Okay. He's McClunkying. Sure. Okay. Sure. We'll take our 6 damage. Just gonna sit on all that until we find Avenger or Krayt Dragon again. Very unfortunate that both of those cards were taken in the same turn when we were about to play them. I mean, the Bazine, absolutely, but the Cunning, come on. It's a random. I'll just power the dark side. If open fire force choke here as well. Cunning again. Wonderful. Love it. See, exhausting Iden. He has discarded a Super Laser Blast. Also our best card in hand. Very nice. Okay. I mean, kind of want to just let that sit because I don't really care about it. He's going to play Greedo here probably, right? If he still has it in his hand. Yeah. Redemption's a good card to have now. Go ahead and kill Greedo here. Shall we kill Greedo? Yeah, I guess so. He discards a Boba Fett. No dice. Okay, are we taking 2? He's playing a Bane. He's discarding our Redemption, I'm guessing. Yep, no. He discarded our Takedown, oddly. Well, Vanquish kind of takes care of another Fet's Fire Spray, which is an interesting card in that deck. A new adventure, okay. I'm so confused right now. Vigilance is good. Just go ahead and mill, defeat, and mill. So we can start milling our opponent out. Okay. This deck seems to win with the mill strategy almost every game. I don't see us needing 2 redemptions here. We could honestly just play the 1. I mean, I'm just gonna swing it for 4 first and start closing this game out without the mill strategy. So we have multiple ways of winning. Is this literally the 3rd Bane? We're gonna have to hit the 3rd Cunning next as well. It's exciting. Very exciting stuff. What did he take? He took the Force Choke? That's such an odd choice. I'm not gonna restore anything there. Just gonna let things die. Okay, there's the McClunky that I was expecting with Bane. Okay. Neither of those cards are good, so if he chooses to discard one of them, then I'm happy to draw a card. He discarded the Commando. We're just gonna keep all these cards and just mill our opponent. He's down to 7. Okay. Just going to heal. Sure. I mean, if he wants to claim the initiative, that's totally fine. Okay. There's a Vanquish and a Krayt Dragon. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep all these cards at this point since we're in the mill strategy. We'll play Krayt Dragon first. He playing Boba. We can just take down Boba. And heal. Pass. We will attack him with Redemption if we can. I don't see us needing Bombing Run. Okay. Attack in for 6. Sure. We could just entrenched Zuckuss. And claim the initiative. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't think we need the commando. Just go ahead and play the Avenger. Okay. Exhausting 8 units. Okay, claim the initiative. Sure. Sure. Just pass here. We'll go ahead and just vanquish the Zuckuss. Good game. Yeah, so every one of these games went about exactly the same. Just milling our opponent out. It's kind of, you know, very overpowered. It's just a ton of removal, you know. Lots and lots of removal. Alright, good game. I mean, I think this deck's weakness is gonna be like super aggro. Just going wide early. I mean, you do have Redemption and Vigilance, and Iden, of course, to heal throughout the game. But yeah. So back for the post-game wrap-up. This deck went 3-0. I mean, the games are a little bit longer, that's why I didn't do more. But I mean, you kind of got the gist of it. I think every single game we took 0 damage and either milled our opponent out or we're about to win with like Avenger. Yeah, I mean, it felt very, very dominant. There's just the additional removal with Fell the Dragon really gives the deck just a very strong, cheap, strong way of dealing with big units. Evacuate is great because it's just a way, like if things do get out of hand or go too wide, it's just a way to like slow things down, and it becomes very relevant in the mill strategy, which, you know, clearly happens a lot. Avenger and Krayt Dragon together is just such a cool combo. So much fun. I mean, any deck that has Krayt Dragon is just so much fun to play. But the fact that Avenger and Krayt Dragon are your 2 closers, this definitely makes this version of Control my favorite to play. I think Force Choke, Open Fire, and the addition of Krayt Dragon just makes me, you know, feel like Iden Red is going to be a force in the Control, as far as like the Control decks that we have. I love that he's playing Relentless and Galactic Ambition in here. So, just a super fun deck. If you like Control, this is one I would absolutely give a shot. And I love all the out of aspect cards that are in this deck. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the gameplay. As always, y'all have a good one and peace out.